Welcome back, everyone. It is Wednesday, January 21st, around 1:20, 1:24. We had a little bit of a hiccup on the previous recording. I want to take a little bit of time and give you an update on Hero by Texas movement. I know some of you may remember we had a different URL, herobytm.com, where I was working through the WooCommerce platform. That was donated to me from John Stevenson, son of Pastor George Stevenson, based out of Schiller Park. Um, I have told you that I'm a member of the Kerala American diaspora here, and I'm taking on a certain leadership role that requires me to step away from the traditional congregation for their own safety and for my own peace of mind as well. But I stand in full support of their needs, both safety-wise and culturally. And uh, Hero by Texas movement is one of the tangible ways that I believe that our generation can be empowered. John Stevenson is a longtime ally of mine. Um, he is a family man, currently shouldering many pressures, and I'm very grateful for him. And I understand that he can't always do as much as he wants to do, but we stand firmly alongside him as he leads our community into the next generation. Jithan Joyson, also a future leader of our community, and if you encounter either of those two anywhere around Chicago, I ask personally that you treat them as extensions of myself. Here by Texas movement took on the challenge that Air Jordan threw down after the Air movie. 2 months later, our greatest ally and champion in Professor Ronnie Mathai was mysteriously taken from us via heart attack and conveniently uh, buried the day before her 40th wedding anniversary. Very similar to how Benji Wilson was killed one day before the beginning of his senior season on the south side of Chicago. We are going to continue, regardless of this tortious interference, and we urge anyone in the criminal defense world or civil class action world to pay close attention to our story, because this is the story of Chicago. And Chicago and Illinois and the Midwest have always tried to impose a black tax on the Kerala American diaspora. And so, using the Gandhi and Nelson Mandela model to, uh, passively push us into the fraudulent nonviolence, which is just racial cowardice. We are very different from those other communities that want to tiptoe and appropriate when it's convenient, but not stand up and fight when it is inconvenient. We are going through I'm taking on that burden. I'm taking on the burden of racial inconvenience on behalf of my entire diaspora. And the West Side knows it, the South Side knows it. I don't care what the North Side says. I know who stands with me, and I know who stands against me. But that's not important. Hero by Texas movement is moving from herobytm.com to hero.texasmovement.com. Right now, we are in the process of syncing our currently active stores with different suppliers, with all of our historical templates, whether they be performance apparel, lifestyle apparel, or footwear. We have those still active and available. We just need to transfer them from our previous hosting site. Forgive me, great software people. It's not my first language, okay? We're just going to shift that over from Hero by TM to hero.texasmovement.com. We're using a new platform. We may have to shift from the WooCommerce platform to the Shopify platform. We're not sure how it's all going to work. Again, my liquidity limitations prevent me from over-investing in this. We're not in the place where we're trying to push a bunch of merch, okay? We would like Hero by Texas Movement to have a place in the track and field world. We understand that Capriati or whoever's running Nike track and field, has a vested interest in pushing us out. But look, 15,000 isn't enough to live on, John. I'm sorry. So, Llewellyn, I appreciate everything that you've done for the sport, and I'm just here to make my contribution before I'm too old. Okay, I told you Masters Track is not for me. Okay, I have to honor John Capel. That's the school that I came from, and that's it. Florida is not going to be impressed by 11-3. So we're getting that up and running. As you can see, we've got our prototypes and things like that. I've given you the rundown on all those things. Kids, you got to keep pushing forward no matter what happens. Okay, if you build something, if the Lord gave you a gift, it does not have to be a money-making gift. All right, guys? You need to remember the culture and the history of the places that you aspire to be involved with. Okay? The difference between the suburbs and the city is vast, and it should not be discounted. If you did not grow up saying Joe or gym shoes or grammar school or those types of things, don't adopt that when you turn 18, 19 years old. Okay? So, I went through the uncomfortable conversations with CPS graduates, and I did my best to survive that interrogation, and I did not do it perfectly. So, ladies, I apologize for that, but you know exactly the effort that I've put in since then to try to rectify that discrepancy. Okay? Now we're at a time where the next generation is coming after us, and we need to come to a compromise. So, I think you all understand, whether it's Inglewood or Austin or Humboldt Park, we sit at the center of a Venn diagram, and we need our place in this world. And so it's my job to establish that real estate. And in return, if we need to increase the well production, I can provide hammers and tools as appropriate. But it is not free. Okay, we've put in some time, and we've put in some melanin, and we've put in some effort. So I think it's time that we all took a very serious look at reparations. And in order, we will address who is owed what and when those payments must be disbursed. Okay? So, Hero by Texas Movement will continue to update. And of course, Texas Movement Media is going to be a channel for delivering these messages to you. And then distribution and reparations will continue to build as we receive more appropriate information. And our partners platform is still available for suggestions or feedback from any municipality, Black Mayor-led preferred. And if there is Ashkenazi partnership, it needs to be 51% Black. So that's the deal. So we have made it possible for everybody. President Trump, I'm grateful for your blueprint and your template, but Texas Movement is its own entity, and we need to be respected and treated as such. So we need to do something about this tortious interference. Otherwise, we have to go the class action route, and that is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. And I'd rather you all live out your old age in peace. So let's come to an understanding as American citizens, and we will find a way to compromise if appropriate. Otherwise, if administration and judges deem that we're not worth such citizen benefits, then we will appeal to the appropriate authority. So let's mull that over for a little bit and come back to the table with more amicable terms.